Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Monster Hunter World Beginner's Guide. And today we'll be picking up where we left off. We had just beaten the Pukei-Pukei in the Wildspire Waste, and we're going to head back to Astera and continue along our mission. After you beat the Pukei-Pukei and return to Astera, you'll be greeted with a council that the commander has convened, and he'll give you your next mission, which is to investigate the Pink Rathian tracks you found in the Wildspire Waste. And you can find these tracks in any expedition high rank, in any mission high rank, in any zone high rank. You can find them in the Rotten Vale because I've found them before, and the Pink Rathian doesn't even go there. And I can say they're Pink Rathian tracks because they are. Anyways, after you've gone so far in the Pink Rathian investigation, you'll be interrupted and have to go to speak to the chief ecologist. And he'll give you the mission to hunt a high-rank Anjanath. And in order to end the fight quicker, you can always bring a trap with you and just capture the monster with 2 tranq bombs. That's what I did. You know how to fight an Anjanath. It's not hard. After you do that, you have to continue along your investigation for the Pink Rathian tracks, and then return to the chief ecologist. You accept the quest that he gives you like any other quest, and when you start it, after you've eaten and prepared properly, you'll be greeted with a cutscene, and then you'll get right into the fight. There's no you spawn at camp or just you can choose to fight whenever. No, you are right into it, and a couple of tips for the Pink Rathian is watch for backflips, and always hit the tip of the tail to cut it off. If you want to end the fight quicker, you can, of course, bring a trap and some tranq bombs, which I did to capture the monster. And then, after you've caught or slayed the Pink Rathian, you return to Astera, where you'll be greeted with another cutscene and introduced to the Admiral, where he has some... well, he's found a zone that he wants to investigate, and he wants some hunters, or a hunter and a handler to go with him. In order to go to the Everstream, you have to depart on an expedition there. It's not hard, it's on your map. It's the new thing with the little quest symbol. When you get there, you are forced to walk behind the Admiral and the handler. And at the end, you get a cutscene, and it takes about 10 minutes. I know, it's crazy. After the cutscene, you were given a mission by the Admiral to search for evidence of Nergigante and cite all the monsters in the Elder's Recess. They are pretty easy to spot, you just have to explore the map a little bit. Once you get to their required zone, they kind of start the cutscene themselves, so you don't really have to do anything. And I actually found enough evidence of Nergigante in this little expedition, so I didn't have to do another Elder's Recess mission. You might have to. I don't know how it works properly. I know my first 2 times I did this, I had to do another mission to get that last little section, but I didn't this time. After you're finished exploring the Elder's Recess and you return to Astera, the commander will tell you that there are interesting reports of Elder Dragon tracks in the other locations, the Ancient Forest, the Wildspire Waste, and the Rotten Vale. You will investigate them later on, and we'll get to that. After you found enough Nergigante evidence, you must talk to the chief ecologist, which he will send you to the commander, and the commander will send you up to the handler to finally give you your quest. After you have accepted the quest and departed, you will have to figure out where Nergigante is. It's pretty easy to find, and then you'll be given a cutscene. After the cutscene, the fight will begin, and there's a couple of things I need to say. Is that 1, Nergigante is a lot of new players' wall, and if you don't know what a wall is, then good on you. It's just basically a monster that you just can't beat no matter how many times you try. And if you are experiencing that with Nergigante, there are a couple of things you can do. 1, you could upgrade your gear. If it's already maxed, good. That's the best you can do. 2, get health boost. It increases your health. That's pretty self-explanatory. 3, bring items that increase your health beyond its maximum. When you go into a hunt, before you do anything, if you haven't eaten yet, you get 100 health. With health boost, level 3, it gets to 150. You can increase that even further to 200 with max potions, some mega nutrients, something that increases your health. 3, if you get stunned, then you might want to consider bringing stun resistance. I have stun resistance in this clip that you're seeing. I also have health boost 2 because I don't have any jewels for health boost, so 2 is all I can manage with the Raytheon helmet. After you have beaten Nergigante, you are greeted with a couple of cutscenes. The first one is the Admiral and the Handler talking about the mystery of the Elder Dragons and the Elder Dragon Crossing. The second is the Tracker in the Rotten Vale discovering a new zone that we kind of can't go to right now. And then after those 2 cutscenes, you are taken back to Astera, where you will have another council, and Commander will give you your next missions to investigate the other Elder Dragon tracks. Your first step is to speak to each of the investigation leaders, be it the 3rd Fleet Master, the Field Team Leader, or the Huntsman. The Huntsman's in charge of the Wildspire Waste, the Field Team Leader's in charge of the Ancient Forest, and the 3rd Fleet Master's in charge of the Rotten Vale. Once you've found tracks in all 3 zones for that specific Elder Dragon, you have to report to the Chief Ecologist, and then go right back to that specific leader for that zone to get your mission. After you've done those steps, only then will you be able to depart on the quest to hunt the Elder Dragon. After you've gotten the quest for hunting the Elder Dragons, you can hunt them in any order you like. I chose to hunt Kushala Daora first, and I'll share some tips for fighting Kushala. First, before you even begin the hunt, if you are a melee weapon and you need to get close, bring an Elder Seal weapon. Nergigante has some great Elder Seal weapons. Try to make one. Second, flash bugs, flash pods. You need them. Like, seriously, if you want to fight this Elder Dragon for way longer than you have to, don't bother bringing them. But if you want to get this over with before 30 minutes, bring some flash bugs and some flash pods. Every time Kushala flies, which, by the way, is a lot, flash it out of the sky. And if you want to, just to, completely ignore a lot of Kushala's annoying things, you can bring some earplugs. Basil Geese has an armor set with max earplugs in it. If you make it, then no roars will stun you at all. Like, seriously. You can take any roar in the game and not flinch. And that's pretty much all the tips I have. As long as you make sure that you are, mainly full health, and try your best not to get hit with a lot of Kushala's Wind Blast. There's one that takes a long time to charge, and I don't know if that will one-hit even with health boost. And I think it actually might. So, avoid the tornadoes, flash Kushala out of the sky, preferably not in a tornado so you can actually hit her. And, well, that's pretty much it. Elder Seal kind of lessens Kushala's wind aura, which if you let it get too big, you won't be able to hit Kushala. Kushala's wings, while enraged, are hardened, and you will bounce off them without right sharpness, so be wary of that. And moving on, I hunted Teostra next, so we'll get right into it. Teostra is, well, it's a fire monster. Before you even start the hunt, make sure you prepare accordingly. Upgrade your defense, make sure you eat, all that kind of stuff. Make sure to bring enough potions, yada yada yada. You should know this by now. An Elder Seal weapon is useful for fighting all the Elder Dragons. It does something to them. It may not seem like it, but it definitely does. For Teostra, it reduces his aura, which is the blast and fire aura. Whenever his moveset changes according to his aura, and his blast aura is the most dangerous. Whenever he has his blast aura, it's the final stage, and he can supernova. A supernova, which I'm going to show you here, the supernova is Teostra's strongest move. It does a ton of damage, and if you don't have proper defenses, be it fire defense and health boost, you will get one hit by it, no matter what. But there are a couple of ways you can actually dodge it. If you have guard up, you can just straight up block it if you have a shield. Make sure you have plenty of stamina to block it, or it will hit you. And that's always not a good idea. You can always put away your weapon and Superman dive, which is what a lot of people like to do. And you can flash him out of the animation, which it's not hard to do, but it's definitely hard to do if you don't have a weapon that is already put away, or you can put it away quickly. Alright, moving on to Val-Hazak. Before you even begin the fight, make sure to bring plenty of Null Berries, an Elder Seal weapon for sealing Val-Hazak's effluvial aura, and plenty of healing. You're going to need it. So, first thing we need to cover is the effluvium. Val-Hazak's effluvium is special. The effluvial expert skill that you get from the Gyros coil will not help you against it. You need a special effluvial resistance skill, which is found on Val-Hazak armor, so you can't actually get it other than jewels, which I didn't have any at the time of me fighting him the first time. So, once you fight Val-Hazak, there's a chance you'll get the effluvial buildup. As you can see right here, it reduces your health by half. If you carry a Null Berry and a Astera Jerky and you are outside of Val-Hazak's effluvial smoke that he spreads around, you can actually just eat a Null Berry, eat the Astera Jerky, and heal to full, pretty much, since Astera Jerky heals all the red portion of your health gauge. But if you didn't bring any Astera Jerky, like me, then you have to heal it up through other means, be it Mega Potions or Vigor Wasps. Which I do recommend you have your cat bring Vigor Wasp if you are having trouble with any of these fights. Don't worry, if you faint you can try again. Be careful of Val-Hazak's breath attack. I'll show you what that looks like so you know to be wary of it. Just make sure you are either in the next zone, because that thing's got a long range, or you are behind him, his head specifically. I didn't get a really good recording of him using his breath attack against me since I was so far away, but there are 2 teeth in this zone that you can use to drop on him, as you see me doing, and I 100% recommend you doing it, because more damage is always good, especially against Val-Hazak. He's one of the tankier Elder Dragons. And that is pretty much it for me covering Val-Hazak. After you have beaten the Elder Dragons, you are greeted by the Handler and the Admiral back in Astera, where they give you your next mission called Land of Convergence. Once you start the mission, you go to this new area, which is pretty much an entire zone just to fight one monster, and you are given a couple cutscenes that introduce you to the monster. In the first zone, there are these 4 boulders you can drop on this new monster and do tons of damage and possibly break wings and maybe even a head if you get really accurate. And then once you do enough damage in that first zone, you move on to the second zone. And here, the new monster can fly. You can use the slinger ammo that the monster drops to knock it out of the sky. It usually takes 2, and if you mistime it, it might take 3, because if it's still during the stagger, you won't be able to stagger it and knock it down. Whenever it's heated up and its chest is all glowy, its most damaging move is its ground pound explosion. That's the best explanation I can give you. And it has a couple laser attacks, but they're pretty easy to dodge. Anyways, moving on. Once you've beat the new monster, you go back to Astera, where you greet him with more cutscenes. They tell you the name of the monster. It's called Xeno'jiiva. You've beat the main story. Congratulations. Your hunter rank is now unlocked. I went straight to 29. You might not. If you rushed through the game, didn't hunt as many monsters as I did, you might be lower. But that's going to end it for this video. So, if you've enjoyed, leave a like. If you found it helpful, then share it with your friends. If you have questions, leave a comment down below. I'll try to answer it as best I can. And that's going to be it for now. So I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye-bye.